What they don't want you to know is coming to light. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to my apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect, scattered abroad. I'm the brother Child of War, back at you again with another lesson. And this one is entitled, What They Don't Want You to Know is Coming to Light. All right, now what is it that they don't want you to know? Is that they don't want you to know these prophecies, which is written in the scriptures. All right, they don't want you to know that they're underhanding you and pushing an agenda for you to believe in a lie so that they can create this new system, which is their beast system. This is Revelations 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that image of the beast is their modern day system, which is the beast system. All right, which consists of everything that goes on as far as their technology, their fourth industrial revolution. All right, all their agendas and laws they pass for transformers and moles, all of that. Okay, but mainly, this system far as near field communication. Okay, they want to implement a system where you will have a chip inside your body. All right, and whatever how I get there, they want it there. All right, so as the title goes, what they don't want you to talk about is coming to light. And the first thing they do is call it conspiracy. But at this point, it's actually conspiracy fact. All right, because this is not new. Okay, when you talk about the MOB, they want to take down your video, anything that relates back to the punch. Because they're using the punch as a springboard. Okay, and like the apostles and elders, brothers here at GreatMillStone have told you over and over that punch is nothing but more than a prelude to what's actually coming, which is the MOB. All right, I did a video earlier and all I did was put a little music to it. I didn't speak over it at all. I put the article up that was reported from New York Post, and I put a clip at the bottom which was on the article. All right, and they took it down and they classified it as medical misinformation. I don't understand how is it medical misinformation when it's reported on your local news. Okay, when it's reported on news that's supposed to be authentic. Okay, but we get it. All right, they don't want us brothers who read the scriptures, the prophets, the men of the Lord, the teachers, to report. All right, they don't want us to report. They want to do the reporting. All right, because there's a secret agenda to underhand you and to overtake you. All right, to push so that Esau, Edom, these elites, these international banking families, they could be as gods. Okay, so let me read the scripture here. All right, because as the title goes, what they don't want you to know is coming to light. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Okay, so as Habakkuk was set up, okay, upon to set his watch upon the tower, which the tower, when you on a tower, you get to oversee and you get to see from far. All right, you get to oversee and you see what's coming from far. All right, it says, and we'll watch to see what he will say unto me, and who's going to speak to him is the Lord. So what we're doing, and as what Habakkuk did, we're standing upon our watch, all right, upon the tower, looking over, all right, looking afar and seeing what's coming down the pipe, all right, and we're waiting on the Lord to reprove us. Okay, and that's by the news. What is going on? What is the agenda? What is the time in which we need to measure that we're living in? It says, "And what I shall answer when I'm reproved." So when we get corrected by the reports, we use the scriptures to identify in the scriptures to see where we're at. Okay, verse 2. And Yahawah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So it's our job to make it plain for you so that you can get the vision, and the Lord is in this modern day and age, the Lord allow us to use these channels, to use these smartphones to record. We got Bible apps and things like that, or brothers record live streaming and standing before the camera with their book, the Bible out, open to the firmament, teaching, right? And Yahawah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So it's supposed to be laid out plainly for you so that there is no mistake. Okay, there is no false report. All right, it says verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And what is the vision? That's prophecy. So what they don't want us to speak about is coming to light. And that proves that at this time, that's what they want to push. That's on the agenda. That's on the list. They ready to make that a norm. They're ready to campaign it and sell it. But here we are as prophets, which the scriptures say in Wisdom of Solomon, we were made to reprove their thoughts. We're like the thorn in their ass, man, so to say. Here it is, the prophets pop up and counter that through the scriptures to let those of the hopeful elect understand what time we're living in. And they hate that because they want to catch us blindly. See, Esau is a bitch. Excuse my French. You're a bitch, man. You like to do sneak attacks. He want to catch you off guard. He want to trick you so that you're vulnerable, so you're weak. And then he just take tack. He takes tack. But Esau is all for that because he's the wicked. That's how he wins, through his sword. And his sword represents the physical sword, but also his tongue. All right, Esau don't play fair. Okay, so for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And what's going to come is what the prophet's been prophesizing about. All right, which is the MOB. All right, that punch is nothing but more just a prelude to the end goal of you being MOB. All right. Okay, hit with the mark underneath the skin. That's the end goal, man. Also too, World War III is brewing. Just recently, I saw reports. You had Israel sending cyber attacks to Iran, and Iran vowing to, make a counter, and there's many other things that's going on to brewing around the World War III, and meanwhile, you got these police officers still killing Jake. You got Black Lives Matters back at it again, rioting out there in Missouri. I've seen reports on they hit the streets of New York, doing what they did last year. All right. So with that being said, let's move on. I want to move to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And I stress that, which he made, because Esau didn't create this world. All right. Matter of fact, in Obadiah, it says that he's the lowest among the heathen. And then when we read about, what's that, Isaiah 40 and 15 and down, I think to 17, the Lord said that the nations are of nothing. They are like unto spittle. So if the nations are already as nothing to the Most High, where do Esau stand? Because he's the lowest among nothing. You see? But he wants to play God. All right. He wants to play God. He wants to be the Most High. Let me read it again. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Now that word diligently goes into the word diligence. And there's an etymology, quick search on it. It says constant and earnest effort to accomplish what is undertaken. All right, so something that is very hard and long jeopardy, it takes a while to do, very difficult. You're very serious, and you're constant in your effort to accomplish it, to get the work done, to finish it. All right, that's what diligence is, man. It says from the old French diligence, attention, care, haste, speed. All right, so to be diligent, you have to pay attention to. All right, so the men of the Lord are very, they pay attention to, what's coming down the pipe, and that's through the news. All right, and we take care of it. It says care. Your care and your diligence, because you want to make sure that it's right. All right, we filter the news through the scriptures as we supposed to. All right, saying is chew the meat, spit out the bones. Not everything you learn or you see from alternative news or even mainstream news is actually accurate. Okay, so it's all about chewing the meat, spitting out the bones. Filtering it. Figuring out what's the truth of it. One important tool our apostles taught us is looking up words. How Esau speaks and he used certain words. If you look the word up and see what it means, you will understand well what he's talking about or what he's trying to do. Okay. It's a little more in there, but I think that's the point. I don't want to make this too long of a lesson. So this is 2 Esdras 9:2. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made. And the Lord is visiting this world now. You have a volcano erupting. All right, there was a report on that island that the only people that was able to get off the island was those who been punched, who had to punch. So they showing you their draconian ways. It's their way or no way, and they just itching more and more closer for more draconian laws are being passed, all right, to regulate over you, to dominate you, to take away your freedom in which you thought you had. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. All right, I made mention a little earlier about the Missouri and the kid getting shot, which he was a nigger, trying to jump back in the car after he was already going to be arrested, and out of the excitement of confusion, the woman cop, she thought she was grabbing her taser, but she grabbed her gun and shot the kid. And then he later on drove down and crashed, and then there's reports, that he died. And so now they're in the uproar, and then you see Black Lives Matter being the forefront to tear up the streets, tear up the corporate businesses. You see them riot, just like we seen last year, all over America. It's all Black Lives Matters, man, funded by George Soros, all right? Orchestrated by the government, by the mind control. Anyway, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars, so you have plenty of uproars, and that's just not the only thing that's going on. You got uproars in different countries that's going on. It's never stopped. It says, and uproars of the people in the world. So these are the signs. Okay, earthquakes are happening every day. All you have to do is go into Google and look up recent earthquakes or current earthquakes or earthquakes today, and it's going to give you a scale. It's going to show you a diagram and what earthquakes that were hitting at every minute, hour of the day. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the end was spoken from the very beginning. All right, and these are the prophecies. Even Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, In Matthew 24, he also told us about prophecies, about things to see before the great and dreadful day of the Lord come. All right. So then shall they well understand. Who is going to well understand? Who's going to understand well? The men of the Lord. All right. And you few sincere sisters, the elect, the hopeful elect. We can well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before us, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And that's what we're witnessing, the end. All right, the end of Esau's rulership and age, the end of his kingdom. All right, he has his minions, going to work, his trolls. All right, and they can't see it, they can't believe it until it's flashing before their face, until their world come crumbling down, not realizing that these international bankers, all right, the ones you call the illuminated ones, all right, the Rawchas and the DuPas, the Gettys, all of them, they're basically putting everybody into let's say perpetual slaves forever, so that they could be the Most High, and if you don't believe that, just dig into the technology of the chip, the brain chips, Neuralink. All right, everything that deals with that technology, which is embedded under the skin, can just make your mind run wild. When you learn the technology, when you read about the fourth industrial revolution and everything that plays along in it, digital, what they call it, social credit system that comes along with that. All right, artificial intelligent robots that comes along with that. Digital currency, the way you buy and sell, it comes along with that. That's the MOB. All right, so I don't know why you other camps can't get it yet, but it is what it is. So I read verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. So it's going to end with a dramatic fashion, all right, with America being destroyed, all right, by the ways of thermonuclear fire. Thus saith the Bible. All right. So that's basically the point. I'm gonna read 7 and 8. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. All right, that's heavy, because there's an election of the Lord's elect. All right, that's going to be delivered. All right, those that are part of the first resurrection. It's beautiful. So all praises to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. All right, the title of this lesson is what you don't see. What was it? What we can't talk about is coming to light. All right, and that's prophecy. So when they snatching videos down like they doing on certain topics, it's because they ready to push that agenda. So it is what it is. So with that, I hope you're edified. I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's elect. Shalom.